This problem wants you to determine the domain and the range of the quadratic function. And this function is given to you, in the vertex form, which is a times x minus h squared plus k. Now the first thing that I notice is that my a is a -3. So if your a is negative, you're dealing with an upside down parabola like that. Second, my vertex has whatever h is, that is your x coordinate of your vertex. So when it's in this form, the vertex is always located at h, k. Now, they have an h behind the minus sign, but up here, this 4 is behind a plus sign, which means that this originally was x minus a -4, because when you subtract a negative, it becomes adding a positive. So my x coordinate was really a -4. It was really this -4 right here, because now it's x minus -4. Right here it says x minus h. The y coordinate of the vertex is whatever k is. Now you'll notice in front of k there's a plus sign, but up here where my 9 is, in front of 9 there's a minus sign. So it's the same thing. This was really plus a -9, because when you add a negative it becomes minus. Just becomes subtraction. Adding a negative is the same as subtracting. So my k is really a -9. K is a lot easier. If you see a -9 right here, it's a -9. If you see a +9, it'd be a +9. So I see a -9, it's a -9. The h is the tricky one because the h is behind a minus sign. So if you have a plus sign right here, you have to realize that it was really minus a minus, and your h is technically a negative. Okay, now this is my vertex, which is at -4, -9. Oh boy, that is way down in quadrant number 3. If you've forgotten your quadrants, this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And all the points that are in quadrant number 3 have both a negative x coordinate and a negative y coordinate. Okay, and I really don't need quadrants 1, 2, or 3 for this, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My vertex is right here, and then this thing is an upside down parabola. All right. Now, the thing about parabolas is they stretch across the entire x-axis. It only looks like they're going down, but as they're going down, they're actually spreading out. The further they go down, the farther left they go. Same thing on the other side. So they spread across the entire x-axis. So my domain, get another color here, my domain right here is the entire x-axis, because this thing spreads from left to right as it goes down. And they want to enter an infinity symbol, type the word infinity. So you're going to have to go negative infinity, and don't make a typo because it'll count it wrong, comma, positive infinity. And also don't capitalize. You have to type it exactly the way they tell you to. If you capitalize it or type it wrong or put a space in there, it'll count it wrong. Now, the range is a little different. For the range, pick another color. Let's see, how about a bright orange color? All right, the range is how this thing stretches vertically, not horizontally. Horizontally is the domain. This graph doesn't go any higher than right here, but it does go down, and those arrows mean it keeps going. So my range of this keeps going down and down and down and down. I'm going to draw the y-axis over here. So the highest point is right here, which is at -9. And the lowest point, which is way down here, is at -infinity. Now, intervals go from smallest to largest. So I would have to start with the -infinity and go up to the +9. But you must include that number. So that gets a bracket. Infinities always use parentheses because technically nobody's ever been to infinity. Not even Buzz Lightyear. I don't care what he says about that to infinity and beyond crap. Nobody's ever counted to infinity. And trust me, I've tried. I've told my kids, you just sit there and you count to infinity, and when you're done, you can come out of your room. They never get to infinity. Nobody does. So, since we've never been there, it gets a parenthesis because it's not really included. -9, however, is a definite point on that parabola, so you have to include it in your range. And that's when you use brackets. Okay? Brackets include things. Anyway, let me go back to here. And yep, it's not giving me the option to use an infinity symbol, so I have to type it. So parentheses, negative infinity, comma, infinity, close the parentheses, boop. And then down here, this is parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, -9, and a bracket. And click on the how did it do. Oops, I realized I hit my shift when I did it. Look at that. That's not a bracket. That is a brace. Sorry about that. Backspace. Don't hit shift, April. There we go. There's the bracket. And now how did I do? There we go. All right. So, and then of course it gave me a little bit of feedback down here. You can read that yourself. I hope that helped.